Come on.
Nobody wants to trade down.
Man, they are really scared of Howie Roseman.
I'm
Trades,
saying
but they
they are trading down, but nobody is trading down.
But all that collusion is going to cost them because the best revenge is simple. Steal the next Phenom.
I don't know what to tell you, Jeffrey. I'm trying.
I know.
I'm trying.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, I can think back here, man, they are really scared of Howie Roseman. This is no joke. After watching the Eagles unscripted on the draft, it is apparent the league is scared of him, and you could almost say it's colluding against the Eagles. I mean, why not? They're scared to trade against Howie Roseman. You got teams trying to put tariffs on the Eagles, and then you have the league trying to ban the tush push. What else can they throw at us? It's unbelievable. But there's an answer to this all. There's a simple answer, and that is to start making plans right now to steal the next Phenom. And I'm going to explain it. I am going to do something that I've only done one other time. I'm going to take us a trip into the future. And before we do that and talk about it, let's talk about this. The Philadelphia Eagles have signed wide receiver Giles Jackson and waived running back Tyron Davis-Price. Now, I liked Tyron Davis-Price. I thought he definitely had some talent. But the Eagles, they had this kid come to rookie camp, and he was an invite, and they liked what they saw. Giles Jackson, he's a small guy, 5'9", 187, but he did impress the Eagles. As an invite, he's going to have a chance to come make this team. He's really, I think, the only guy that got a contract out of the invite. I heard that the tight end that we were all looking forward to, Malik Carr, didn't even show up. So I don't know if he didn't show up. He wasn't really invited. Decided to go somewhere else. But right now the Eagles only signed one of those invites from rookie camp to training camp, and we'll see what this kid does. Also, yesterday the Eagles signed cornerback Mac McWilliams. Now, Mac McWilliams, it looks like he may be a pretty decent corner. We're going to see. One thing I love about the Eagles and where we stand, you look at the offensive line, you look at the defensive line, the linebackers, you look at the secondary. They got coaches. They got coaches that can develop players, and they can develop talent. And you absolutely have to love it, okay? Now, did you guys see Unscripted? I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch it. I watched it this morning, and oh my gosh. I got to tell you, the unscripted ones that are, the unscripted episodes that are on the draft are my favorite. It's so interesting and so telling. But, it is true. The Eagles, they love Jahad Campbell. They love him. Did you not see Vic Fangio in the draft room when they drafted? I mean, I've never seen a guy smile so much as he did. You could clearly see the Eagles wanted this guy, and they got their man, and they were trying to trade up, and they were trying to get up, and it just wasn't happening. Teams weren't budging. They almost traded with the Chargers. That fell through. And then, there was at one point where Washington said, they said that you have to pay a tax, in-division tax, and let me tell you, in-division taxes are already baked in. It's already baked into the process, but they threw it out there. Why? Because they didn't want to trade with the Eagles. All these teams don't want to trade with the Eagles. They are scared to death of Howie Roseman, and it shows, okay? Now, when I say that, I don't mean that they won't trade with him. They will. They just teams are saying that if you're going to trade with the Eagles and trade with Howie Roseman, you have to feel like you ripped them off or get a lot more than you would ask for on another team, because Howie usually wins trade deals. He does. And so, now the Eagles are in a situation where nobody wanted to trade with them, okay? And Atlanta, let's face it, Atlanta didn't help the process out. We'll be honest about that. The Falcons didn't help the process because they gave a first-round pickup next year in order to move up to get James Pierce Jr. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty crazy that these teams do not want to trade with Howie Roseman. And I'm telling you, man, I think the league hates that and I swear, I say this, I mean this. I think the league does not like that the Eagles are where they are. I think they looked at that 2024 team and they're saying, damn, that is a good team. That is one of the better Super Bowl teams to come along in a long time. We can't have this. We've got to do things to try to screw them up. Let's turn our back on them in terms of trading and moving up. We don't want to do anything like that to give them a player. They're saying, let's ban the tush push, right? Because one team can do a play well, and because that one team can do the play well, nobody else can do it as well as them. Let's ban it, and then they'll use the reasoning of player safety, which is totally bogus. The league is against the Eagles. They are, and it makes me love the Eagles more. It does. Now, here's the question. What is the response? Like, what is Howie Roseman's response going to be? You're going to have to start paying this so-called in-division tax, or let's call it a Howie Roseman tax. That's what it is. They're taxing the Eagles because it's Howie Roseman. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then you get these people, these delusional fans on other teams that think let's put up who's better, Washington, the Eagles, or Cowboys at every position. Offensive line, they give it to Washington over the Eagles. Are you crazy? Eagles got one of the best offensive lines I've seen since the 90s. Who put it together? Howie Roseman. Then you got the Cowboy fans chirping. You got the owner of the Cowboys chirping. You got their players chirping. They think they're going to shut down. I don't even want to talk about the Cowboys. I don't want to talk about it because it frustrates me, and I'm going to destroy the Cowboys. It is time to double moonwalk that ass with a video, and we're going to have to do one very soon. But, man, they are really, really scared of Howie Roseman. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. And, the truth of the matter is this. If the Eagles want to make a trade, and another team wants to make a trade, let's say for, the 22nd pick in the draft, the Eagles are going to have to give up more than the other team, just simply because it's Howie Roseman. All right? They want us to pay in-division tax, which you already pay. That should be baked in, but they had to pronounce it to Howie. And then, they have a Howie Roseman tariff, it looks like. Everybody's so scared to look stupid. But the truth is, they already look stupid, a lot of them. They don't need help from Howie. I mean, look at Joe Schoen. Is it Howie Roseman's fault? He looks like a moron, what he did and how he handled Saquon Barkley? No, it's not Howie's fault. But Howie and the Eagles, they're going to have to pay more. So the Eagles, in my opinion, got to figure a way to combat this. And I think the best revenge is to go ahead and steal the next phenom that's coming. And the Eagles, in my opinion, should start making preparations right now, okay? That's why the motto in this channel is Future Eagles News Today. I've only said this one other time about one other player. While they were in college, the Eagles needed to make and prepare to get this guy on their club. And that was Saquon Barkley. And it didn't work out as quickly as I wanted, but eventually they got him and they won a Super Bowl. So they need to start doing it again. In 2027, there is going to be a wide receiver coming out. And most likely, this wide receiver is going to be most likely a top 5 pick, definitely a top 10 pick, and then potentially even a top 3 pick. This kid is, many people are saying he's the next great receiver, all right? And I know it's a lot of hype, and I know it's early, but this is what the Eagles have to do. We have to be 3-4 steps ahead of the rest of the league, okay? Now, in 2029, you got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. Their contracts are pretty much going to be up. A.J. Brown, I believe, is going to be 28 in June, and Devontae Smith is going to be 27 in November. The Eagles most likely are not going to re-sign both those guys to another extension. I think Devontae Smith gets extended, and A.J. Brown in the next few years probably plays a few more years with the Eagles, and then either goes or gets traded. That is potentially going to happen. So, in 2027, this wide receiver phenom is getting ready to come out. It's the perfect time for the Eagles to strike for a wide receiver. But how are they going to do it? They're going to have to get multiple first-round picks, okay? This kid is a stud. And if you're wondering who I'm talking about Jeremiah Smith of the Ohio State Buckeyes. The kid had 76 catches as a freshman, 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. He's big, he's fast, and he's nasty. He's got great hands, and let me tell you something. He may be 6'4.5" by the time the draft comes around. However, he's only 19 years old, and he's being talked about right now as a potential Heisman candidate, a true Heisman candidate. And I think the Eagles need to nail this guy. I think they need to get this kid in 2027. Get him and put him right in there next to Devontae Smith. You are set, and you will ruin leagues. You will ruin GMs. They will be so pissed off because the Eagles did it again. The Eagles need to prepare for this. Now, how are they going to get multiple first-round picks? Nobody wants to trade with them. Howie's got to think ahead. Listen, I look at this team and I look at this roster. I look at what are the Eagles' needs going into 2026. With another year of development of all these guys, I think the Eagles can play around with that 2026 first. Now, this is crazy. I know, but I'm saying consider it. What if you sat there and you said, you know what? We're gonna trade our 2026 first round pick. And we're gonna ask for a second round pick in 2026 and a first round pick in 2027. Boom, you get it. Now who do you trade? You trade one of these teams that are probably going to be in need of a quarterback. They're all going to be wanting to get Manning. These teams are going to want picks so that they can possibly make trades. So hopefully you're trading with a team that isn't going to be very good, that will put you in a position to move up easier. That gives you 2 first-round picks in 2027. Now you got to figure out another way to do it before 2027. And then you need to go out and you need to draft this kid. You need to. Now, whether you draft him and put him as your third receiver for 1 year, if you trade A.J. Brown in 2027 and you get compensation for him that way because he's still valuable. But the Eagles need to think ahead. They need to think 4 or 5 steps ahead because people are scared of Howie Roseman. And that's just the truth. And that's why you get future Eagles news today on this channel, because we're talking about something that could happen. I said this about Saquon Barkley when he was in college. Only other guy I ever did this with. Eagles eventually got him, and they won a Super Bowl. This kid is going to be a stud. Now, let's say the kid doesn't work out. Let's say, I don't know, for whatever reasons, I don't want to do anything to jinx him, but for whatever reason, he isn't that guy, right, in a few years. Well, now you got multiple draft picks. Go out and get the guys you need. But the Eagles are going to need a wide receiver, in 2028, 2029, because I don't think both A.J. Brown and Devontae are going to be there. It's a money thing, and A.J. Brown is older than Devontae Smith, and it may be the move. This kid would come in and fit right in with the Eagles, and boom, there you go. Another 5-6 years of greatness. More Super Bowls, more champions, more Cowboys crying, more Washington people in denial, more league trying to go up against us. What are they going to do next? What are you going to do next? You already got the tush push. You're already trying to do Howie Roseman tariffs. Now you're trying to, not trade with him on purpose. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The Eagles need to keep winning because it pisses the NFL off. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. So this is what's going around on Twitter with the Cowboys. Look at this. What do they think? This is like a heavyweight fight? You would think this is like, Ali Frazier, Tyson Holyfield. Like, come on. What is this? Like this guy, Booker, is going to be able to go after Jalen Carter. It's going to be a one-on-one fight. Jalen Carter's going to destroy him. Cowboys, they really think they're ready to shut down the Eagles. They're really in denial. The disrespect is amazing. Look at this. It doesn't even have the right number for Jalen Carter there. That's how delusional Cowboy fans are. I'm coming for them. It has to be done. We have to go after the Cowboys in the upcoming video. I got to come for Mark Holmes Meats. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.